more breaking inputs coming in at this point in time. Iran has now warned neighbors. Iran's Revolutionary Guard has warned neighboring countries, saying that restraint is over and it is going to target US and partners and their infrastructure. So this is the big update that we are getting for you. In equal measure, IRGC has threatened retaliation. Civilian infrastructure is being targeted. And now we have a reaction coming in from US President Donald Trump. And there you can see what he has said. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have, in fact, complete and total regime change where different, smarter and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption and death will finally end. Let's go back to my colleague Meghna for more on this. Meghna, this is the latest post by US President Donald Trump and it is full of warnings. What is it that we can really expect?
Well, this is the worrisome part, Hina, because the first sentence that Donald Trump has chosen to post is that a whole civilization will die tonight. Many have said the fact that this is America's war by choice versus a civilizational war, a war for its very existence, for the very existence of the civilization of Iran, which is why this is the kind of resistance being put out by Iran, and that is precisely the kind of a threat coming in by Donald Trump. He had earlier said things like Iran is going to be bombed out to the Stone Ages, and now he says this whole civilization will die tonight. This is deeply disturbing on several levels, Hina, to have the President of United States of America saying that it is going to be the annihilation, the obliteration of an entire civilization tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. He's left this little rider, probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, it's surprising that he says complete and total regime change, because his critics have pointed out that it has been one Ayatollah replaced by his son, the Ayatollah. Many have said this is not exactly a regime change, if the Revolutionary Guards are still calling the shots, but nonetheless he says it's a complete and total regime change where different, smarter, less radicalized minds prevail. Surprisingly, because the new Ayatollah has been called more radical than what his father was. But anyways, this is what President Trump says. Maybe something revolutionary, wonderful will happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, death will finally end. And how? Perhaps with more deaths. Well, that seems to be the indication. And this time around, he doesn't say just death. He says it is going to be the death of an entire civilization. Very, very disturbing words, Hina. But there are others who are going to point out. We'll have to wait and see. There's something called Taco, which is doing the rounds, as you know well. Trump does bark, but will he bite? Many are saying his words may be bigger than his actions. We don't know yet. After all, it's President Trump.
Right. Meghna, thank you for the moment for joining us with all of those details. Retired Lieutenant General D.P. Pandey, who's a defense expert, also joining us on the broadcast. So one thing is clear, that Trump is ruffled right now. Over the weekend, we had the expletives-laden post, and now the kind of warning that he has put out. What do you make of it?
So look, everybody reads the tweet differently, and I read it differently. Firstly, the first line he's saying, when he says that the whole regime will die, implies, and then he adds eventually that 47 years of extortion will finish, a better regime, which is much more softer and, better thinking will come back. I look at it that there is something which is going in the background channel, which we don't know. There is an engagement, and I'm not looking at Mostaba as a part of the engagement. I'm also not looking at IRGC. It is trying to nudge. This strike, which has come about 12 hours earlier, is trying to nudge some people to take a decision tonight before the ceasefire deadline gets over. So my reading is this. It is not about rhetoric. It is about messaging. It is messaging the world. It is also messaging the two segment of people which are right now in a newer a much more pliable, amenable regime which has come about. There's an engagement happening. But the second set, which is IRGC, which is operating on its own currently, some part of that IRGC may also be inclined towards ceasefire or engagement. So what happens is when you are carrying out such an operation, eventually from the IRGC side or from Iran side, also there will be two segments which will be carrying out talk at variety of level. It doesn't happen when the war stops.
Are you trying to suggest that perhaps he's opening a window of opportunity there? He's maybe giving one last warning to the administration, to whoever really is controlling the military in Iran, that you still have an opportunity. Otherwise, what I had promised, that's going to happen. Because that's his first line. And then later, of course, he's saying that maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Because if he's talking about that, whole civilization will die tonight, he's saying he does not want that to happen, but perhaps will. But still, there's an opportunity. There's a small window that is available.
Correct. So, this, secondly, please understand the striking 12 hours early. This is not un-Trump-like. This is like Trump. This has not happened first time. Midnight hammer happened 2 days earlier. This current operation start happened when Omanis were discussing. It happened about 24 hours earlier.
Right.
This has happened a number of times. I'm very sure Iranians were, I was waiting, like yesterday night when I was on your channel, I was quite sure that this is going to happen much more earlier.
Okay.
And especially when that midnight thing, that conversation happened, please understand that very detailed debriefing about those rescue operation was carried out.
Right.
It was not about the rescue operation.
Okay.
It was about telling the people of Iran, preparing the world for two options. One is they will escalate and escalate badly.
Right.
And otherwise, there's a possibility and opening of closing the war at this stage.
Okay.
And you look at the cycle, every 1 week, there has been an attempt for finishing of that round. When Iranians have not come on table, then escalation has taken place.
So request you to... Okay. So I'm just interrupting you there.
At the level of
request you to please stay on with us. In fact, let's once again read out for our viewers what exactly has US President Donald Trump said. He has put out this post just now, around 12 hours before his deadline to Iran ends. And this is what he's saying. He's telling Iran and the entire world, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. It's a warning. It's a clear-cut warning that he has given again. He said this before, but not in as many words. Then he says, I don't want that to happen. He says, but it probably will. So he's also trying to give an option, as Lieutenant General D.P. Pandey was mentioning, to Iranians to pay attention to what he's saying, to his words. However, now that we have complete and total regime change, where different, smarter and less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows, he's asking. We will find out tonight one of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. So this is the latest post that has been put out by US President Donald Trump. There are several implications. People are reading this post in different ways. And Srinjoy Chaudhary, my colleague, continues to be with us at this point in time. Lieutenant General D.P. Pandey is also live with us right now. Srinjoy, there are a couple of messages here. Yes. It also can be seen as a pressure tactic because just see how Iran had responded. When Trump threatened to blow up bridges and power plants,